Hey, this is Dana Neal. Welcome to the Real Reality Radio Show with Dana Neal. And our show today is entitled You Aren't Them. And that may not be grammatically correct. No, it may not be grammatically correct. But it is what was on my heart to entitle this on today. And you all know I do things very differently than the rest of you may do them. I need your help. I need your help today. I need you to share this link, share this page, share this blog, share me with people in your circle, not in your circle, your friends list, the people you follow, Twitter. I need you to share me, okay? Because there's a lot that's going to be happening over the next few weeks. This is why we're kind of coming to you late with the program on today, but we're still coming to you with the program on today. I realized a lot of things have gone on around you, and what I want to do is provide you with an opportunity to learn from yourself. You know, I've taken the time to learn from me, but I had to listen to someone to teach me. So I want you to take the time to learn from you if you can hear from me, okay? So again, welcome to the Real Reality Radio Show with Dana Neal. I'm excited that you're here. We're going to have a couple of great things to listen to during the program, and we're going to have some what we call office keeping or bookkeeping, or let's sell the house, so to speak, things happening during the program today. But literally, there's a lot we need to talk about, and I have to get it in within 30 minutes. So welcome. So we're here, and we do this every week. And last week we had some technical difficulties that we couldn't even get here, but we're here, and on this Real Reality Radio Show, what I try to do for you basically is say, listen, this is what you need. This is what's going on around us. This is what's real, And today's show again is entitled "You Aren't Them." You are not them. You're not them. You are not them. And who is the them? Well, the people that are the closest to you, the people that are in your circle, the people that you talk to on a day-to-day basis, those same people that you think are the best for you, or you think that are have your best interest in mind. You aren't them. And why aren't you them? Well, let me tell you why I'm not the people in my circle. Because everyone has a purpose and a plan set for their particular lives. Not for me. Your purpose and plan is not my purpose and plan. So when I look at everyone that's in my circle, or I look at the people that are trying to, or I'm trying to be in their circles, or I'm trying to fit in or whatnot, I have to realize, really had to come as a slap in the face, I'm not them. The purpose and plan for my life, the gifts I have, all of that are very different than what they have. God gives us all maybe similar gifts or some of the same gifts, but for it to be acted out in our different lives to end up in the same end result, which, we're all hoping to go to heaven. But my friends are not your friends. My children are not your children. My grandchildren are not your grandchildren. So with whatever that God has given to me, given to you, let's say you walk in a prophetic like I walk in a prophetic, doesn't mean that we're going to talk to the same people. We might get some of the same insights, but if those people are not my assignment, but they're your assignment, you're going to hear what God says for you to say to them. If He gives me something to add to that, then that's just confirmation of what you've already said. So when we look at everything that goes on around us, we have to realize that some of these circumstances are not involving us per se, not about us per se. What am I saying here? Well, let's give another example. My children. They're my children, but they're not me. True, they're a representative of me, but if at any point they got mad at mama for how mama raised them, how mama tried to protect them, how mama tried to keep them from being the hood children, and then they decided that they wanted to be the hood children, that has nothing to do with me. They are not me, and I am not them. Where you work. I used to work for city government. That didn't make me city government. I worked for city government. What happens is, the career I had was a legal office assistant. Okay. Yes, I was a legal office assistant, but there was somebody else who was a legal office assistant as well. What we both did were two different assignments or two different things within our assignments, even though our titles were the same. So when I look at being a woman, me being a woman with high integrity, high characteristics, and great morals, doesn't mean that the same person who's also, or the same being that's also a woman is going to have those same insights and characteristics. What is the problem here? The problem here is this: you aren't them. You aren't me. I'm not you. You aren't your neighbor. You aren't your grandmother. You aren't your mother. You aren't your daughter. You aren't your sons. You aren't your friends. You are not your husband. You are not them. Because each and every one of us has a different purpose and place in this point in time right now that brings us to where we are. See, the real reality is, even as married people, okay, because the two become one, you're one together, but that doesn't mean you take away from his title or he takes away from yours. You are the Proverbs 31 woman. Does that make him a Proverbs 31 woman? No, that makes him still the head of the house. He is the leader of the house. Can you take that away from him? No. Can you be the king? No. I'm sorry. Let me say this. I'm going to throw it out there. Those of you that live a homosexual lifestyle, if you are two men, you're still two kings, which means that's why you're bumping heads. If you are two women, you are still two queens. That's why you're bumping heads. There was supposed to be a king and a queen, not two queens, not two kings, okay? And one of you can't take on that title because physically you cannot take on the title and the characteristics of someone else and think that it's going to work 100% in your favor. Okay, did I slip that in there? Yes, I did. Am I going to walk away from that and let you marinate on it? Yes, I am. Because you aren't them. What I'm trying to get you to understand is that despite each and every thing that you come up against, the issues that you hit every day, let's put it like this. I know quite a few people who teach couponing. Some people teach on the extreme. Some people teach it on the low level. When I teach couponing, I am not just teaching you couponing, I am teaching you how to obtain discounts, how to apply those discounts, and how to utilize building in your own home so you can teach your children to do the same. Let me tell you something. My kids don't want to cut coupons because they figure like it's taking too much. But when you eat, okay, when you have snacks, okay, when you have water, tea, soda, okay, then you see what I'm saying. They aren't me and I'm not them. I can teach you. If you don't grasp onto it, that doesn't make me a failure because you didn't grasp on. So that, again, in itself is I'm not you. You aren't me. We are not them. So I know you're probably saying, what? Are you sure? I don't understand. I always forced myself to, when I was raising my kids, to try not to raise them or be like my mother. And the more I tried not to be like my mother, the more I was pushing my children away. Had I just been Dana, I would have been okay. Now, I might have been emotionally tied up. But had I just been Dana, I would have been okay. So when I look at trying not to be like somebody, I was hurting a lot of other people in the end. What does that mean? Because you're not them doesn't mean that you have to try not to be them. It means that you have to still just live your life the way you know how. Stop trying to run away from not being them, not being where they are, not being who they are, not being what they want, not being you can't keep forcing yourself to be in a particular place or understanding that is not you. It's just that plain and simple. It even comes down to as a businesswoman, okay? You have to be the businesswoman, the most successful and effective businesswoman in your area of what you're doing, your expertise, and where you are, okay? Your industry is probably large. There's someone that might crochet just as good as you, but you might crochet better than them. Doesn't make you them or them you. It makes you who you are. See, in business, there's women out there, you obtain different types of training from different people, and that works wonders. But you always see some of these women try to be like others, and you cannot do that because you aren't them. The more you try to be like Mike, okay, or Michelle, the more you take on responsibility that is not your own. It's not for you to be like that person. That's the same thing in ministry, okay? When you have a church, a building, and you're trying to have a mega church like the Potter's House, you cannot have what they have. You cannot do what they do. Why? You are not them. Same thing with being a parent. You cannot compare your parental skills to somebody else's because one, no one knows what you were taught, and two, you can't be them. You have to raise your kids how you know how. And if you don't know how, then you learn how. And if you don't learn how, then you're allowing the kids to basically fend for themselves emotionally, spiritually, and sometimes physically, and a lot of times mentally. What happens? Well, let me tell you what happens. You start to realize that you aren't them. You start to realize that you need a break. You need to know who you are. You need to find you. You need to understand who you are. You need so much on the inside of you. I'm going to play something in the segment today, and it'll be later, but I'm going to play it. And what I want you to do, or what I want you to hear, is how wow, how do I say this? How what I'm going to play is basically going to say to you who your beauty is, what your beauty is. And it's a segment I'm going to start pretty soon, actually next month. It's a segment I'm going to start, and it's going to be called Beauty is Spirit Deep. And one thing about beauty, or just your spirit, okay? One thing about that is excuse me. One thing about that is you have to know that on the outside you look so whatever, but on the inside it's affecting you, all that negativity, all that hurt, all that pain, all that whatever. So what we're going to listen to later is we're going to see, okay? We're going to see how different things affect us. So you're going to listen to that later, and it's going to be me. It's a recording I'm doing. As like I said, I'm starting this series next month. But the point is that even in your beauty, you have to realize that it's not you. It's not you. So when you are in this place of trying to figure out who you are, you have to realize, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Wow. Really? Is that really what it is? So yeah, it is. So we're gonna listen to some music. I love music, and I love different music because it helps. And I'm waiting for this to queue up. I'm hoping we're able to listen to it. If we're not, next week we'll listen to it, and I'll share that with you. But you know what? Let's listen to this song. Uh, I think it's awesome. I truly think it's awesome, and I love it. I like different types of music, but it just shows you who I am. So let's listen to The Escape.
No one knows who are you. No one seems to hear your cries, and you stop this race against the world. But you know the only way is to tell the truth. Don't care about people who disagree. I know all you want is to disappear, but now is the time to play the game, to show that you are not afraid, are not afraid, are not afraid, but now that taste, and it makes you feel so whole. It makes you feel so whole. It's soft because your wisdom will help you to escape from who want to close your mouth, who want to close your mouth.
Awesome. Love that. Love that. That is so beautiful. Only because it's just the beat, and it gives you a little different insight. Don't you think? I think it just gives you just a little calming effect. And I was actually gone. I mean, it just took me away. So it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to share that um, segment with you this time. So maybe we'll consider that for next time, about beauty is spirit deep. But let me just go a little further, piggyback off of that you weren't able to hear, and how that ties into you aren't them. There's times where, especially in all women, where we either add nails, lose weight, add breasts, add butt, add hair, add eyelashes, take away glasses. We do all of these different things to look more attractive to people. And we always say, well, I want to look attractive for myself. I just want to look beauty. I just want to beautify myself. I just want to look beautiful for me. I'm not worried about people. Then what about the beauty that's on the inside that illuminates out? Yes, all of us can stand some enhancements, but when those enhancements really take away from who you really are, yes, I wear wigs, I wear weave, I do that. I do, because I like it, but I don't do it all the time. But when you see me with my hair, I should have an enhancement, not just a totally different person. I should have an enhancement. The only reason why I wear weave or I wear wigs is because my hair is basically all white. And although I like it, I don't know what I want to do to enhance that. So I just add hair to enhance me. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I might wear some eyeliner. I might wear some lip gloss. I might. My thing is, I try not to do anything that doesn't take away from who I am. I want you to see Dana. I really want you to see Dana. And that is where the beauty is skin deep. Beauty is spirit deep. That's where it comes from. But that also ties into you aren't them. Because you don't have to look like the next person who has a size 0 waist and has size 225 triple F breasts. No, you don't have to be that person, because what looks good on you is what comes from the inside out, and whatever you use to enhance that beauty. You don't have to be that person that's in the magazines, because God didn't make us to be in magazines. He made a specific set of people to be in magazines, and not all of us can be in magazines. Like, I would love to do some kind of modeling, but can I model for the real reality woman? Can I be the real reality woman that's just so who she is and okay in her own skin? That's what I want to do. I want to be that woman. And that's why I know I'm not them. You aren't them. You're so beautiful on the inside that it shows to me on the outside. You're so beautiful just in your integrity. Those of you that listen to my radio programs and you like them and you share them, and then you think about the coaching that I do and you share me, or the ministry that I do and you share that, you guys are awesome. You aren't them. You aren't those people who are hating on me for what I'm doing or trying to do or walking everything that God has for me. You aren't them. So with that, and we don't have very much longer, just a few more minutes, but I want you to know, I want you to be so encouraged, and you know what, I think it might be ready. Let's see, let us see. I think I might be able to add to us today, so let's see if we can do that. Okay. I want to. So anyway, you are who you are, and you are blessed. That's part of my bad brand. You are blessed, anointed, and destined. So hey, why not let people know and see that you aren't them? Amen? Doesn't that sound good? So we're going to take a couple minutes and we're going to listen to this audio that I created for Beauty is Spirit Deep, which is a series that I'm going to start next month in December. And you know what? We're going to end off with this. I want to thank you all so much. In the last couple of minutes of the program, we'll talk. God bless. Hey, this is Dana, everybody. I am really in a rush on today, but God's got me doing a few things, and I guess it's no guess. I really better do them. I am really excited to be able to be in the land of the living on today. Today is Friday, November 21st. On tomorrow, I will be speaking at the second annual Pieces of Me Women's Conference. And again, even though I don't know what I'm saying, I don't know what needs to be said, I don't know what to share at this point, I do know that the theme of the conference is I'm still here. So I know God is going to give me something to say. And it's not a religious event. It's not. And when I mean religious, I truly mean religious. But it is a spiritual event. But on this morning, God has me basically wanting to get everyone together and for you to hear a word from him, just some encouraging words. And you notice I didn't say this is Family Breakthrough Ministries. Notice I didn't say this is Apostle D. Neal. This is just a message for you guys to just get. And here it is. I've said it before. Beauty is skin deep. You have to understand that the word says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, which means that God knew that you would have some things in your life, that you would have to make choices, that you would go up or down, that you would decide that, hey, this is me, this is where I'm at. Hair is, how clear my skin is, how articulate my makeup is. It is not that is not where women come from. That is not the beauty inside of women. Same thing with men, especially those of you that have been in war and come back and you don't have a leg or you don't have an arm or you can't see. The beauty doesn't come from the things that we see. The beauty comes from what is illuminated from the inside out. Beauty is spirit deep, spirit deep, spirit deep, spirit deep, spirit deep. Spirit deep. Understand that beauty is spirit deep. And yes, that was not a click in the sound. I said that all those many times. Why? Because you have to understand that regardless of where you thought you were yesterday, when you didn't have any money to buy that wig, when you didn't have any money to get your eyelashes done, when you didn't have any money to get the pedicure or the manicure or any of that thing that falsified thing that you put on the outside of you to make yourself look good, you have to understand that beauty is spirit deep. Wow. We won't even finish that. And I actually moved around a little bit in the audio. But you know what? You're just going to have to tune in every week as we record the Real Reality Radio Show. And, stay tuned for Beauty is Spirit Deep. Again, that is a series I'm starting next month. And it's actually like a conference call. Either way, one thing I want to share with you guys is this. Whew, that was so awesome. I'm so full. We only have a couple minutes left, but this is the last thing I want to share with you about you aren't them. When you realize that all of your money is going towards increasing your notoriety, I guess that's a good word to use. Like when we're looking at the makeup we buy, the hair we buy, but when you look at the courses that you pay for business and all those different things that you invest in, if you're doing that because you're trying to be like them, it's time that you realize that you aren't them. That is not who you are. That is not who you were created to be. That was not what God intended for you. Let me tell you something. The reality here is this. If you keep trying to put yourself in somebody else's shoes, you're going to come out with bunions. You're going to come out with curved feet. You're going to come out with arthritis. You're going to come out with pains. You're going to come out and not even be able to walk. You're going to come out looking at life like, can I just even try to crawl at this point in time? Ladies and gentlemen, you can't do that to yourself because you aren't them. That's not the purpose for your life. That's not the plan for your life. That is nothing that you should have intended to be doing at any point in your life. You aren't them. Please, please, please recognize who you are. You are an awesome person. You are beautiful inside and out. You deserve better in life. You don't have to play second to anyone but God. And you know what? You are a diamond in the rough. You are a diamond in the rough. And I tell you this, know how blessed you are with who you are, whether you are blind, whether you are missing an arm or a leg, whether you are suffering from some kind of cancer. Know who you are. Listen, I am Dana Neal, and you have been listening to the Real Reality Radio Show with Dana Neal. Thank you so much for spending some time with us on today. Again, I'm sorry that we were late, but we were late for a reason. Sometimes we cannot be so on schedule. Does that mean we're not decent and in order? No, decent and in order means following the Lord. So thank you so much, and I'm glad we were able to remind you that you aren't them.